Welcome in week 5 edition of our Survivor Pool Picks video. I'm your host, Ben Hostler, VP of Content here at DFS Karma and BetKarma.com. And we are here to talk about our week 5 Survivor Pool Picks. If you guys have followed along with this video throughout the season, appreciate you. Before we get into it, please hit the like button on YouTube. It helps us out a ton. Subscribe to the channel. I believe we are just a few shy of 6,000 subs here on our YouTube channel. And we would really appreciate if you guys could get us over 6,000 subs and hit that like button on this video. With that being said, quick review of last week. Pretty boring week in Survivor pools across the country last week. No big teams lost. Every popular pick seemed to win. San Francisco was pretty popular. Dallas was popular in some spots. Philly was popular in some spots. All those teams managed to win. If you guys watched the video last week, I talked about how I thought it was a pretty good time to use San Fran if you hadn't already, just because a lot of people had already used them. So it was kind of an advantage to still have them available, but they were still the most popular pick. And I tell you guys on this every single week, I never want to take the most popular pick of the week. So I do this video earlier on in the week. Be sure to check with me in our Discord, betkarmachat.com. Download the BetKarma app for free on your phone. Click the chat room link. You can join right there. Ask me in Discord, ask me on the streams I do on the weekend just to confirm, because I never really want to take the most popular pick. So last week, over the weekend, Travis and we kind of came on to Minnesota. So if you guys watched any of my weekend content, we were talking about how Travis was going to be using Minnesota in his Circa contest. So I kind of liked Minnesota a little bit. I used Minnesota on a couple of my entries, and I used San Fran on a couple of my entries. So on my main pool, that's 4 entries that I had 4 entries in. I still have 3 alive. If you guys still have entries alive, I mean, you're doing good. We're already into week 5 here. No real landmines last week, but we'll see what happens in week 5. So I have the live trends page pulled up here. This is one of our premium tools over at betkarma.com. It provides all of this betting information right for you on this clean, easy to read table. You can see where the public is. You can see where the money is. You can see the updated odds and lines, and it's a very useful tool. It's the first thing I look at when I sit down to do my research. So per usual, I'll talk about a few teams that I think are potential options this week, and then we'll get on out of here. Starting off, you guys know my rule. I never pick teams on the Thursday night game. It's too risky. It's too weird of a game. We have just a great Thursday night football game here between the Washington Commanders and Chicago Bears. Two pretty bad teams. I think that there's a chance. So I already used Washington on my pools because I took them week 1 against Arizona. So luckily we got them out of the way. I do think some people might consider taking them here because they're at home against the Chicago Bears, who have been the worst team in football. I think it's pretty fine to say that, but I think the Chicago Bears are alive to win this game. So if you're in a large field pool where you have multiple entries, throwing an entry on the Chicago Bears, I mean, this might be like the only game that they win of the season. So I don't hate if you're in a large field pool to maybe take a shot on the Bears, but not something I'm going to be aggressive in doing. Moving on here, I think Miami is going to be fairly popular here. They're minus 550 on the money line. The New York Football Giants, just egregious. I've been super hot betting wise. If you guys have followed my bets, if you're members or subscribers, you guys know I've been absolutely crushing college football. Had my worst read of the season on Monday night when I bet the New York Giants. That was my first bad read of the season, which, it's going to happen. We take it and move on, but they look bad. And now they're on the road in Miami. Miami got blitzed last week by Buffalo, but Buffalo's a really good team. Now they're coming home. Love to take Miami at home because the away team has to sit out in that hot sun on that sideline. I think that's an underrated aspect that gets talked about, but I do think that makes a difference, especially when it's a team like the Giants who have just looked horrible. So I do think there's merit in taking the Dolphins this week. I think they'll be pretty popular. We'll see how the ownership shakes out on the weekend, but they're definitely in consideration for me. But just a team that I think is going to be pretty popular. So I don't know if I love it, but I definitely think that they win this game. Speaking of that, the MLB playoffs are in full swing. I am giving bets out for that in our Discord. If you are a premium member, we hit a nice parlay today. Plus 517 had the Rangers, Twins, Phillies all in the money line, paid out plus 517. We just cashed out that Phillies game, just ended a little bit ago and cashed that for us. So just more reason for you guys to sign up over at betkarma.com/pricing. Moving on down, Detroit Lions minus 470 on the money line here. Opened at -8. They have moved to 10-point favorites. They are public, but 72% of the tickets on them to cover the spread, but 82% of the money. So there's still some big money bets coming in on Detroit. Bryce Young just hasn't really been able to do much. He struggled as a rookie, kind of as you would expect. And then their offensive line hasn't been great. Doesn't have a lot of weapons to work with. I'm sure you guys have seen the rumors out there that the Carolina Panthers are looking to trade for a number one receiver. I saw Hollywood Brown was a name that popped up. Like, he just doesn't have much to work with. Now he has to go on the road to Detroit. Detroit is coming off a long week, I believe. I think they played on Thursday night, right, against the Packers. So a little bit of a mini bye for them coming home. They're getting Jameson Williams back, which I don't really know what that helps, but it is another positive with them coming off that long week. They should be able to get him ready to go. Think the Lions are a very good pick here, and if they're lower owned than the Dolphins on the weekend when Travis posts his image of the percentage of picks, or if you guys can see percentage of picks publicly in your leagues, if Detroit is lower owned than Miami, Detroit will most likely be my pick in my contests this week. If you guys want another separate team to consider, Travis was talking up Cincinnati. There's no possible way I consider that. Arizona has played really, really good football as a team. They've played really hard. People said they were tanking prior to the season. They have played hard. They've been in every game, even against San Fran. They battled. I mean, San Fran's another level, but they beat Dallas. Easily could have beat the New York Giants. They blew that big lead, and then they easily could have beat Washington in Week 1. Like, talent-wise, they definitely don't have the talent of other teams, but they're playing hard for their coaching staff. The Bengals have been a disaster. They're probably not going to have T. Higgins in this game, and you can see, like, the money line. They're getting 54% of the tickets, but that line's moved from -180 to -166. Joe Burrow's been horrible with how injured he's been. The offensive line's been bad. I do not want to touch the Cincinnati Bengals. So, Travis, if you're watching this, that is a hard pass. For me, Kansas City is fine if you want to consider them, but on the road, I'll probably wait to get them at home in Arrowhead. Denver Broncos, New York Jets, another just disaster of a game. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this Jets Broncos game. I think the Jets are live to win this game. So I actually probably would pick Jets just straight up to win this game. I don't know if I definitely probably wouldn't use them in a survivor pool. And then I kind of like the Packers in this Monday nighter, but on the road in Vegas, probably not a spot I would use them for. So ultimately for me, it probably comes down to Dolphins or Lions. Lions, if they're lower owned, will be my pick. But I could see I've already used Patriots against the Jets, so I really can't use them. Um, yeah, not a lot's jumping out. I think you could take large field shots on like the Jets or the Bears if you're in a contest like that. But overall, for me, I think it's pretty clear this week. Dolphins, Lions. Lions for me, if they're lower owned, like I don't think they're going to be unowned. But if the Dolphins, for example, are like the most popular pick this week, and Detroit's second or third, I think that's an advantage, and we can go ahead and rock with the Lions. So thank you guys for watching. Quicker video this week with less games because the bye weeks are setting in. So like the video if you made it through. Let me know in the comments who you guys are looking at this week for your survivor pools. Let me know if you're riding with the Lions with me, or if you want to take a low-owned shot on the Chicago Bears or the New York Jets. I'll probably, to be honest with you guys, I'll probably be betting the New York Jets this week in this game, which is just disgusting. But I do think I will be taking some betting stabs on the Jets this week. So like the video. Let me know in the comments who you guys are looking at this week, and good luck in your Week 5 contest.